Well, we are in the Hart Building, about to go meet our Senator, Amy Klobuchar, for coffee and a photo op.
I'm a bit nervous. I'm not sure what to expect, but I'm here with a great group of people, Tucker, Mr. Bredick, and couldn't be more excited. I feel just fine, but you know, still that element of mystery is making me a little nervous. So.
Our first appointment is me and Senator here are going to go see the Colorado Senator Udall.
I think it's just kind of the whole, being in D.C. is like the biggest thing, like walking around and it's like your nation's capital and you just are like almost inspired to like maybe one day you could be here.
Right now I'm kind of nervous because I've never met anyone higher than state senator before in my life. So that's a pretty big jump there in position, and also just interesting to see what his opinion is on some things and just generally getting to meet a man of that stature.
It's crazy to me to think that we're going to be meeting with the people that literally control our country today, and it's unbelievable.
I want to ask him how his job works and what he does on the daily schedule, and honestly I want to know where he eats because I haven't seen a food court here.
We're in front of the Senate at the Capitol, and we're about to meet our senator from Tennessee.
So what are you thinking about that?
It's going to be exciting. I haven't met Bob Corker before. I've met the other one, but it'll be first meeting Senator Corker, and it should be a good experience.
What just happened?
Well, all of the delegation from North Carolina got to meet one of our senators. We got to meet Richard Burr, and that was a pretty cool experience.
Yeah, so did you guys chat about much of anything, or?
Well, actually, my counterpart, Stephen, he gave Richard Burr a copy of his bill and talked to him about the Honeybee Act of 2014, which I'm proud to say Boys Nation just passed a couple days ago, so that's really exciting. Maybe we'll see it on the Senate floor one day.
Well, I brought him a shirt from my Tar Heel Boy State and presented that to him, and then I also said on a more personal note I have to give him this bill, this legislation. It's something I believe strongly in, and now I'm glad to say that it sits on Senator Richard Burr's desk.
We met with Ron Johnson, and it was kind of like a constituent coffee, I guess you could say. So it was interesting the fact that we got to talk a little bit about policy, but it was kind of short, and we were with different Wisconsinites, and we got to see them. Then after that, we rushed to see Tammy Baldwin, and it was kind of another the same deal. Multiple people from the state of Wisconsin. We were kind of all in one room, and she took her time going around to each one of us, talking to us.
It was very intriguing, especially when you realize that some of the people here in some of these really, really high positions are from the same places you are, have walked in the same places you are, have eaten in the same restaurants as you have.
This is my first time in D.C., so for me, I honestly had no idea what to expect. It was just when I first came over the bridge and I first saw the monuments, it was just crazy to look out the window and see that. It's just something I've seen on TV and in the history books, and to actually be here in front of the vault, it's just awe-inspiring, really.
We talked a lot about the future. We talked about political issues that are going on right now. We talked about what we want to do in the future, and he gave us a lot of really good advice for staying involved in leadership positions and making a difference in the world around us. To always going out and grabbing all those leadership opportunities whenever they present themselves.
He seemed like a very nice man and a very knowledgeable man. He seemed like he did care about issues, especially when I asked him about the Iraq situation and our veterans. So it was nice to know that they do, in fact, look at those situations and care about them.
One of the things that really is going to stick with me is he said, instead of focusing on building up your resume and on building up things that you learn, the knowledge will come. He said the most important thing that you can learn is how to get from point A to point B, how to get things done. And that's what he looks for, is if you can find someone who can get things done, or if you can be a person that can get things done, the knowledge and the skill sets will come. So I think I'll always remember that.
And he invited us in and sat us down and asked us about our views and what Boys Nation entailed. He had been into Boys State, and so he had some knowledge of it. But it was just cool to go sit down with him, and he was a down-to-earth guy and just communicated with us on the issues and what he felt. And so that was a very cool experience from today.
You always see him on the television, and you always put him on such like a high pedestal. But it's cool to come and see that they're just people too. I mean, sure, they're a lot more people, a lot more important people than we are, but they're just normal guys doing normal jobs, working for us.
when a senator, congressman, Congress as a whole, I think we tend to look at these people as negative figureheads. We can blame them as an entirety, but when you meet these people, when you talk about them, the issues that you feel are most prevalent. I talked about drugs in Ohio, and both my senators were right on cue. You can see that they want to help, that they want to be involved. Obviously, there's a lot of bureaucracy and red tape that they have to go through, but these men are honestly giving it their all.
They invited me to take a tour, so me and Kevin got a chance to go on a tour of the Capitol building, and that was pretty cool. We came back, we ate Pop-Tarts with them, and ate cereal, and then I got to meet Bill Huizenga himself, and it was pretty cool because he invited me. He asked me to invite him to come to my school to speak this fall. So I think that's going to be pretty cool to have him come down to Kellogg'sville High School and say some good things. So excited to have that happen.
During the tour, I remembered a note from my APUSH teacher because my APUSH teacher taught with a really, really big passion. And one of the things she was really passionate about was the conflicts and slavery in the South. And when I toured the House of Representatives area in the Capitol building, every state sends in a statue. Mississippi in particular sent a statue of Jefferson Davis, and just walking up in front of the statue just gave me chills because it felt like I was there, like I was in the heat of the moment, in the spotlight of the conflict, and it was so powerful, it moved me. And
I felt like it was more like he was actually a person, because a lot of times when you see these figures on TV, you're like, oh, that's President Obama, probably never meet him. But being able to meet someone like that in person, and then having him actually feel as if he valued your opinion was awesome. Just to have him have a mutual discussion was really, really cool. And then with the Boys Nation experience, I respect a lot more what they do on a daily basis, because I realize how difficult it is.